This is the Soul-Filled Sisterhood podcast, and I'm your host, Nicole Burgess, licensed marriage and family therapist and an empowerment coach for women. The information shared in this podcast is not a substitute for seeking help from a licensed mental health professional. Now here is today's episode. Episode 2. Well, welcome, sister. In today's episode, I'm going to talk about when good girls grow up. See if this resonates with you. Well, if I don't follow the rules, I think I'm going to be punished. Maybe you have been that good girl when you were growing up and you did follow all the rules and things went okay. Now you're an adult woman and you feel like maybe something's missing in your life. Maybe you're feeling a little more anxious, disempowered, frustrated, or unheard by those around you. And you can't quite put your finger on why things are just not truly in alignment, that you're just feeling like somehow there's a piece of me missing. Part of being a good girl is this mindset or this way of kind of being that we've got to do what somebody else is telling us to do. And that can look like from parents to authority figures to various things outside of ourselves versus really checking in with ourselves. Or I'm going to share some thoughts with you that I have heard over the years, some of them my own thoughts and some of other adult clients that I've worked with over the years. So again, what does it mean to be a good girl? If I don't follow the rules, somehow I will be punished. For example, I need to follow the advice of my parents and loved ones because otherwise they may stop talking to me. Is that true? Something to challenge yourself with. Or maybe you attempt to make others in your life happy at the cost of your own well-being. I see that with a lot of women that I work with. So do you ever say this to yourself? It's okay if I don't pursue my passions or dreams. I can do it when the kids are grown up and everyone has moved out. Or how about this? You continue to search for acceptance and approval from others. So maybe that thought that runs through your mind is, I will continue to do all the activities that he or she wants to do, and it's okay. They don't have to or want to do what I want of any of mine. I'll just sacrifice that. It's not a big deal. Or maybe you have this type of behavior, that you avoid conflicts at all cost. And you tell yourself, he wants to go to the game, but I'm exhausted. I don't want to disappoint him. And so you go to the game anyway, and you feel more exhausted. And then you start to resent him because of the choices that you made. Maybe you do this. You say yes to a lot of things versus no. So for example, oh yeah, I can totally babysit your kids. It's not a big deal, even though you had a massage actually scheduled at that time. Maybe you do this. Well, I just do what others say I should do, and I just kind of ignore what my inner knowing is telling me to do. So an example of this would be, I just want to sit and read for 15 minutes each day to kind of re-energize, but others tell me that's selfish. So I need to listen to what they're telling me. Another example that I see often is women not in alignment with their values. And so they go about their daily living, both at home, at work, and when they're out of alignment, then they're not truly connected to themselves. So any of these things that I've listed can increase your anxiety level. It can increase your frustration level. It can totally generate resentment towards others because you are consistently looking outside of yourself for what you should or should not do. And anytime we use the word should in our sentences, we're somehow out of alignment. Typically, that is fear generating something saying, well, I should do this over here, even though that actually does not work for you, even though it is okay to say no to certain things in life. When we let the shoulds run us, that becomes more of the good girl mindset. That, if I just follow all this stuff that's going on and I make everybody else happy, things will work out just fine. The reality is you're going to have more discontentment in your life, and then you'll also start to really lose your own passion, your own fire that comes from within you. Nobody can give that back except for you. So I talked in the previous episode about really doing that self-reflection going back and then going even deeper to contemplation, right? Tapping into your inner knowing, tapping into spirit, tapping into God, tapping into higher power. Again, whatever you want to call that for yourself, that's all about checking in with your soul, not doing everything outside of it. Yeah, there are going to be times in life where you're like, okay, I really do need to put that massage off because this is more of an emergency situation. This can't wait, or I can't juggle things around, so it will work out and I'll be more stressed out. Totally fine. What I'm talking about today is more of doing things where it's more, I want to say, out of the obligation or thinking you have to do it because otherwise you're going to lose this other person. The odds are really low that's the case. And if you truly believe that person will stop talking to you, that person will not invite you over again to hang out with the family or whatever, ask them. Yeah, I get that's really scary. Yes, I understand that stepping into the vulnerability. That is also you really checking in with yourself and really challenging the thought process that's going on, saying, well, I don't know if it's true. Unless that person is directly telling me that, I can't read their mind. So you need to find that out. Here's some more signs that maybe you're a good girl in a woman's body. You feel like you are always complaining and want to feel more empowered. You have the resources from your partner, but don't feel deserving of following through with your passion or desires in life. You are tired of feeling stressed and overwhelmed, but you continue to place yourself last on the list. So that goes back to it's okay to step into your power. It's okay to feel uncomfortable and step into the unknown. When we embrace those moments of unknown, we embrace those moments of fear, and then we keep moving forward because we're taking action, you really stand in your full power. And the persons that are in your life, they get to see all of you, the real you, no longer hiding behind masks, no longer hiding behind the veils where you've betrayed yourself. Because you're not standing in your own power. The loved ones in your life, the friends in your life, when they don't get to see all of you, they're also truly missing out. I have no doubt in my mind, you are wanting to see all of them as well, and you hold them with such love and such compassion when they stand in their own power, when they show themselves fully to you. True friends, true family who are supportive want this same thing for you. They don't want you to live in this place of discontentment, this place of resentment, this place of constant anger, because you don't believe that it's okay for you to be all of you. So I'll share a little bit about how the good girl showed up for me, especially in my early 20s and sometimes in my 30s. I really listened to a lot of other people, again, outside of myself, those that I trusted, about what direction I needed to take in my life. I finally came to my own senses throughout these different careers that I've been in and the path that I was on, that it just really wasn't all of me. Granted, I gained some great skills. I've traveled to various places that were just eye-opening, and it helped me be a better person. But I really felt like I kind of came more home to myself when I went on to grad school and I got my master's in counseling psychology. That to me was me fully listening to myself. Was it easy? Oh my goodness, no. I mean, I moved out of state, I moved by myself. I, had to learn a whole different kind of culture and setting, and it was challenging at times and also so incredibly rewarding. I would not trade those experiences that I had during that time for anything, because it has helped me be the woman that I am today. There are still times where I may struggle a little bit when, again, I'm stepping outside of my own kind of comfort level and I'm growing and I'm expanding both personally and professionally, that I will sometimes go, okay, what would this person say? And it's like, well, back up. That's that time that I set aside where I do my own self-reflection, that I check in with my own inner wisdom, that I seek that inner guide versus the external validation or the external direction that sometimes I really do pull from others, but that's my fear. And so again, giving ourselves that permission to go back and really step into that place of vulnerability and getting to re-know yourself, that's a gift that you give yourself. So what do you think about actually giving yourself that permission to truly grow up from being the good girl to the awakened woman? To give yourself that permission to come back home to you, to step back into your power. So here are some ways to help you grow up from being the good girl to that awakened woman. Go back and listen to episode 1, where I talk about the self-reflection. This is now your time to go back and get to know yourself again. Re-look at the values that are high on your list. What are your top 5 values that really guide your life? And when I say guide your life, I mean all of your life and every avenue of your life. If you are not in alignment with that, what is one way you can end some of those, what I call energy drains, and begin to go back to what is true for you, what works for you? That is where you gain energy because you're more in alignment, you're more congruent. In the next episode, we're going to talk a little bit about staying in your own path with a guest. And so I hope you look forward to kind of hearing a little more about staying in your own path. All right, another step. Now that you've done some of that self-reflection, I'm really going to challenge you to assertively share some of those things with somebody that you trust, somebody that does accept you for who you are, all the flaws and imperfections, and can hold you where you are. Begin to share with them some of the insights that you've discovered about how you've been out of alignment, how you've been playing the good girl, and you're really wanting to awaken all of you to step out from behind that mask. You are taking responsibility for your thoughts, your choices, fully and completely. This is you living more of an awakened life. The third thing is I want you then, once you've shared that with a really trusted friend or loved one, now I want you to put that into practice in another area of your life. Whether that's at your job, with your kids, with other people that maybe you struggle with, that you begin to go, I don't need to struggle anymore. That it is okay for me to be all of me. It really is okay for me to say no. It is a full and complete sentence. And it's okay for me to say, thank you so much for the offer. Today I'm going to, I need to do this, or I'm going to do whatever. Maybe just read that book for 15 minutes, right? You also don't have to explain. You can say, thank you so much for the offer, and I'm going to say no today. That's enough. You growing up to be that fully awakened woman is you truly taking all your power back. I don't think I can say that enough. People want to see that full, true you. When you tap back into what your soul is calling you to do, what your inner wisdom shares with you, you actually shine brighter in the world. You spread more love because you feel more joyful. You feel more love yourself. And that just resonates throughout your body and sends it out into the world. You really are an incredible person on this planet. Don't hide your light by being that good girl. I just want to say thank you so much for listening today. And if you would like some more support, you can go out to NicoleBurgessCoaching.com in today's episode, and actually you can download the values PDF that I have out there. It'll sign you up for my newsletter that you'll receive maybe every other week to monthly. And it'll share some inspiration and other steps to help you stay grounded in you. Until next time, thank you for listening to today's episode. I hope you found it helpful or inspirational or even encouraging wherever you are right now in your life. If you know of another woman who may find this podcast inspirational or encouraging, please pass this along to her. I really do appreciate you taking the time to listen. Until next time, take care.